Then Jesus, again groaning in himself, came to the tomb. It was a cave, and a stone laid against it. Jesus said, "Take away the stone." Martha, the sister of him who was dead, said to him, "Lord, by this time there is a stench, for he has been dead 4 days." Jesus said to her, "Did I not say to you that if you would believe, you would see the glory of God?" Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead man was lying, and Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me, and I know that you always hear me. But because of the people who are standing by, I said this, that they may believe that you sent me." Now when he had said these things, he cried with a loud voice, "Lazarus, come forth!" And he who had died came out, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was wrapped with a cloth. Jesus said to them, "Loose him and let him go." What are you believing in today? Check this out. We are in John chapter 11, verse 40. So Lazarus has died. Jesus has come and he's asked them and talking to them. And he asked them, he said, "Did I not say to you that if you would believe, you would see the glory of God?" So the question for you and for me is, what are we believing in? Are we thinking and trusting our flesh and the things we can understand? Or are we thinking about who God is? That Jesus can do anything. He made, it tells us in Colossians 1 verses 15 through 17, that he made everything that we see. So if he is big enough, strong enough to make everything, is he big enough and strong enough to fix the things going on in your life right now? The things that are crazy. Should we trust him? Of course we should. So that's the whole point today, is trust Jesus no matter what is going on. I sure love you guys. Does God hear me? Check this out. We are in John chapter 11, verse 42. Jesus is talking. He says, "And I know that you," he's talking to his Father, "that you always hear me." So if we are coming to God because of Jesus, through his blood, if his blood is covering over your sins and my sins, and we come to God the Father through him, then he will always hear you. He will always hear you because he always hears his Son. And so if he sees you and you're righteous because of Jesus, then he will hear you through Jesus. Get it? Cool. I sure love you guys. Do you think Jesus wants to bring you back to life? Check this out. We are in John chapter 11, verse 43, which says, Jesus is saying, he says, "Lazarus, come forth." So someone had died, his friend had died, and he spoke the words, and Lazarus came back to life. Now the question, when I was reading through this, are there things in your life and in my life that feel like they've died? Like we felt God was calling us to this when we first got saved, but now it's just kind of, I guess that's not for me. Now, the question is, do you think God, through Jesus, might want to bring that back to life, might want to resurrect some of these things? Maybe it's going to look different than when it was before, but God is not through with you. He wants to bring you back to life, bring you back how you were when you first got saved. So trust him, look to him, and see what great things